gon' make you move. We gon' make you lose. We gon' make you move. So baby, let's open tonight. Let me get funky. Let me get funky. We gon' make you move from side to side. We gon' make you lose all inside your mind. Oh, we gon' get you through this just for one more high. So baby, let's orbit tonight. We gon' make you move from side to side. We gon' make you lose all inside your mind. Oh, we gon' get you through this just for one more high. So baby, let's orbit tonight. Let me get funky. Let's lose our mind. Let me get funky. Let me get funky. We gon' make you move from side to side. We gon' make you lose.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Mini RPG of the Week. Season 3 is
Season
upon
3.
us. Edition 51 of the event as well. Look, we just don't count Edition 0 because we're not computer programmers here. At least I'm not, and I refuse to count from 0. How you doing, Dylan?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm not a computer programmer either. You knew that, but you left it up to me to answer. That's co-hosting,
we.
guys.
I said we, kind of. You know,
Kind of.
It was the royal
Kind of in the
we.
way
I
that
think
you
we
didn't
all
say it,
understood that. Yeah, that's fair enough. We both know how to code a little bit in R, and that's the main thing. Either way, Season 3 not bringing any huge, new, sweeping rule changes to Mini RPG of the Week. We are going to be back to our classic Cup of the Day style format. 15 minutes of discovery on a map none of our players have seen before, and then knockout rounds until we get down to just a single player remaining who will be the winner of Week 51. Week 1 of Season 3. Look,
Week 1,
the
Season 3.
nomenclature is getting difficult at this point, Dylan.
It is. I mean, soon that season's going to be Season 4, and then that's a whole new word.
And
3's
then
already
at
a
the
whole
end
new
of-
word, but 4
It's
is
true,
another
and
one
we're
even
going
on
to get
top
to
of
the end
that.
of Season 4, and things are going to get very exciting as we approach the 2-year anniversary of Mini RPG of the Week. I believe we may at some point during Season 3 have some announcement about exactly what is planned for the end of Season 4, but for now, I can't leak anything other than to let you know that you should definitely keep an eye out. Stay tuned for what will be happening then, because plans are in motion and it is all going to be very, very exciting indeed. But we should be getting into game any second now. Our mapper this week is Black Pulse, longtime admin and friend of the show. I say he's friend of the show. I think mostly we're friends of his. He kindly, him and Z-Race have allowed us to tag on this competition that they've built together.
Sometimes he helps us out by making it look like there's an active chat for this broadcast.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be... Well, if he's mapped, he probably isn't going to be driving tonight, or else maybe his plan was to build the map just so that he could, in fact, make it back into a top 10 for the first time in many, many months, it has to be said at this point. But
Certainly
either way,
that would win my respect.
It would have been genius. We are onto this map. Our map this week is called Space Conveyance, and we are definitely somewhere in space.
And there's conveyance happening. Just so we're hitting both the pillars already. Fantastic map design.
Genius, yeah. This map has been described by Black Pulse as not having too many big tricks. It's just, you know, a technical map. Car control, very important. A lot of platforming going on here, and I don't mean Mario.
No, you mean Trackmania, the game that's right here.
I mean Rocket League. You're getting famous for the amount of platforming that happens in it. You are absolutely right.
The car can jump in that game. You know, that's one of the few things I noticed.
It is. This is very similar to Rocket League in that the car can jump. I gotta say, we have only seen a brief moment of this map, and I already love it.
Yeah, it's nice. There seems to be some really cool kind of platforming going on, like you were saying. So you need to kind of have your air skills and your wits about you.
Yeah, nice and flowy, and of course, people will have spotted already those green and red arrows. Some easy routes, some hard routes. Most of the time, those hard routes, not too much harder, but especially at the end, Black Pulse did say that he doesn't like to think of that as like the normal finish and the hard and the easy finish. It's the normal finish and then the very hard finish to go for.
Yeah.
You don't lose a huge amount of time going for the safer of the two finishes, but it is there if you need every little advantage at the end of the track.
Yeah, and with kind of the very platformy structure that we have of the map today, there's also a lot of opportunities for corner cutting. We're seeing some of the players already kind of test out some of the corners that can be cut. So that's going to be interesting to see how that develops over the course of the players learning the map tonight as well. Learning where it is safe to cut a corner, or maybe even where it's risky, but that sort of risk is going to pay off later on in the competition.
Absolutely. You can see Yannick's here is just throwing the car over and over at this jump. It can be made. Is it quicker? The answer probably yes if you get it cleanly, but the fact that you're driving straight into a hairpin after that, hairpins kind of notorious for one thing, and that is slowing the car down a lot. The wider you can take them, the more speed you get to carry through as well, and well, you're going to lose a lot of speed trying to shave off the edges on that one. So it'll be interesting to see what is ultimately the route that the top drivers do try to take through here. I'll say it looks like Yannick is just deciding to go for the safer one there, even if it is quicker to go for the hairpin, even if that is world record strats. Maybe just going for the wide line safer and not losing enough time to make it necessary in rounds to go for that cut.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's mini RPG of the week, not mini RPG of the world. So you do not need world record strats necessarily to win tonight's competition.
Dylan, one of those is a measurement of time, and one of them is a measurement of space. Those are entirely different things.
Okay, but was I wrong? You know,
no, you're not wrong. You are technically correct.
Look,
in that,
Alex, at the end of the day, it's mini RPG of the week, not mini RPG of the words. So
it is not mini RPG of the Wumbo, and that's why no players from Wumbo, as far as I can remember, have ever won the competition. Makes sense to me.
Wumbo.
A team.
That's something. That's something.
It sure is a team that plays
I sure love
sometimes.
the game of Trackmania and the competitive scene that exists around it.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? It's great all the way through. I mean, there are probably some other teams in here. What other funny team names do we currently have in this lobby? I mean, Evo, that's not that funny. That's just the same name as a premier fighting game tournament.
Yeah.
I'm trying to flick
a lot of people are nearly called that.
Look, there's the W. That's the
is that
team
a
name
player?
officially, I think, is just W full stop. But I don't know why. My brain always tells me that it's Wumbo. I don't know if I'm correct. But
so you might have just made up that it's Wumbo. It could actually look like I do know about Trackmania, because Wumbo might be something you just made up. Forget that I just mixed up the name of the game for the second time in 5 minutes.
Yeah, you've done very well there. I most definitely am not playing. You can tell because the cars that we're following are not constantly falling off the ledge. They're only occasionally falling off of the track.
Although one thing I am seeing in this track, and it's a trait, an attribute that I really like to see in tracks. There's a lot of bonkability here. There's a lot of room for bonking, and we've seen some good bonks already. I'm hoping to see some more bonks as time goes on.
with just the nature of the map being very platform transition heavy as well, if you lose speed even to a small clip, you're not going to have the pace to make another jump. So look, Dylan, we talk about it a lot here, right, on Mini RPG of the Week, because this is the style of map where it's maybe most applicable. But early resets when you need them, right? This is a map that is going to lend itself to people thinking they have the pace for something that they just kind of don't. And so you're going to need to get an early reset in if you need it. And also there are some checkpoints that are going to be tricky to respawn with the pace you have. I'd love to see what the double respawn looks like on this checkpoint, because with the current checkpoint that Nickel League has, does not look like they have the pace to actually make this next jump.
Yeah, this. Oh, okay.
Sure, never mind.
So I'm not sure if that really gets you a lot of time, but it can be made.
Can technically be made, it looks like.
It does look like that checkpoint is more of a trap than it is an actual checkpoint, though.
Yeah, we saw a final speed of 276 on the launch for Nickel League. Was not quite enough to make that jump cleanly, at least with the angle they had. So I'm thinking about 280, probably minimum speed for that jump, and we'll keep an eye on that. Dylan, did you know that you can see the car's speed on the back of the car?
Alex, would you believe I was just about to tell you I didn't?
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Well, there you go. Look, you can see it. Did you know, Dylan, that you can see what gear the car is in on the back of the car as well?
Wow. So many. Yeah. I genuinely am noticing this for the first time.
Are you looking for that desperately? Have you figured out where the gears are?
I've seen the speed. The gears. I'll let the real Trackmania fans point that one out in the chat, maybe. But I've seen it. I've seen
the gears are, I mean, I'm sure most people watching do know this, but for anyone who doesn't, the gears are those lights on either side of the speed. Your little lights on the side. You can see Neko here starts in gear 1, goes up to gear 2. Oh, gonna hit a gear soon. Gear 3. You see more lights turn on as you go.
That's genuinely really interesting to learn, especially for someone like me who up until 30 seconds ago was unaware gears were in this game.
I figured you might be, and there you go. It's not a track, I think, where gears are going to be particularly relevant, but when you get a bit of dirt, bit of grass, bit of ice involved, oh boy, do gears become very relevant.
Now we're getting into what I know, the terrain types. Oh.
Yeah, bit of plastic. Ooh, let's talk about gears on plastic. And second thoughts, let's not talk about gears on plastic, because ew. Nobody likes gears on plastic. They are not enjoyable at the best of times on most maps. Some maps do a very good job of making them easy to manage. But look, it's all irrelevant. Dylan, we are now 10 minutes into this warm-up, and I gotta tell you, it's starting to look maybe a little bit darker on this map.
I think there might be something wrong with the brightness on your screen. Maybe you should adjust that. Yeah,
I'm sure.
Well, let's have a look at our one-sentence summary of this track. Technical driving in a transit facility in space. Is it just me, or does time go by surprisingly fast here?
That's
Alex,
true.
personally, I think here on Mini RPG of the Week, time goes surprisingly fast all the time. Because as they say, time flies when you're having fun. That's a little joke I just came up with off the dome. I didn't read the track prac document at all. I just came up with that one. Yeah.
Definitely not outing yourself.
Definitely didn't get a message sent to me with a document at 10 o'clock this morning and come up with that one in work. No.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely not the case at all. Look, I think this track is going to provide an incredible battle in our last 10. I know we're joking around, I know we're having fun. I do just want to say that I absolutely love this track.
I think this is there's going to be some sick shenanigans happening on this track as we get into those final numbers. There's so much room for little upsets, but because there's so much room for those upsets, there's room for someone to get upsetted and then still make a comeback because someone ahead of them got upsetted. We're definitely going to see, I think, a couple of nail biters as it comes down to the wire here.
Absolutely. And I think I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit more of this. And Dylan, I don't know, I think the brightness of my screen is getting real dodgy now. It's getting very dark in here. But,
you got that auto timer on, it changes your screen brightness as the sun sets. It's really good for your eyes.
Maybe
you've got it turned up a little too high. It
slowly turns off my screen. If I reach 3 a.m. at any point, my screen is just fully turned itself off.
I could use that. I think we maybe both could, because before we started the stream tonight, we were both talking about how in the last 2 days we've both failed to get enough sleep.
That's true. I mean, my excuse was that I had to wake up at 4 a.m. to do a cast in Australia. Your excuse was that the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC had come out. But,
Yeah,
you know, I mean...
that one even came out 5 years ago, but that's the one I have to play.
I mean, anime stuff, who knows? Well, it's, yeah. We do have people in chat who have now noticed that as the clock that you can see in the middle of your screen at the top there ticks over to midnight, the sun has fully set here on this map. That is the secret of this map. It will not affect gameplay, but it will affect the aesthetics, as players will go through a 24-minute day-night cycle that, as long as the map isn't reloaded, which it will not be as we play through this mini RPG of the week, we're just going to be cycling backwards and forwards day to night throughout the course of the map. And Dylan, I mean, hey, as far as aesthetic gimmicks go, I absolutely love it.
It's pretty cool, and as well, you know, a lot of people think this is just a car game, but as Alex just said, we're going to be cycling, so we cater to all vehicles here.
We're just like the Olympics. We've got esports cycling lined up and ready to go. Ours is better. I want to take a look, Dylan, at the times before we get into our last minute here of the warm-up.
We've got some nice ones coming in already.
A 56.3, but it is worth noting the author time on the track, a 55.9. So we are still 4/10 away from anyone managing to break that author time.
Yeah, we've got Jaxie's coming in chat. Prediction: 12 players eliminated first round. Doesn't sound maybe completely unreasonable.
No.
When we look at that compared to our total amount of players that we've got this evening, which is
lots.
50.
We wait until round 1 to figure that out. Okay, that's when we get to see it properly, because it tells us exactly how many players we have in the lobby, and that's when I'm going to make my prediction as well. Just for the record there as well, that was Mangemois Le Bollet going for that middle of the track jump with a speed of 290. We were kind of, or 290, 190, I don't know, there was a 90 at the end. Yeah, we were saying 280, probably the speed you need to make that jump, and 290, it looked comfortable. It was jumping all the way down to the end of that jump. So I guess we'll wait and see what players failing that speed do look like come the end, as the sky starts to lighten and as we head towards our first warm-up round of Season 3.
Yeah, we're going to be getting some nice bright skies in the warm-up round.
Beautiful. It's just gorgeous. It's 2 a.m. Does the sky get brighter
when the sun
where we are
rises.
at 2 a.m. at the moment? Not quite.
Remember, this is
that's the benefit of being in space.
Technically, this is being broadcasted on French time. Sunrise is at 2 a.m. in France. Always does.
Always does. Middle of winter, sunrise is at 2 a.m. That's classic French
Horrible
people. Who
country
knows
to
what's
live
going
in.
on over there? I think you're just talking about Norway now. Either way, we are going to be getting into this first warm-up round.
51 players.
51 players. You were off by one. Shameful performance, honestly. I'm going to need your gun and badge turned in.
Yeah, okay. Bye, guys. Alex is going to take this rest of the stream on his own.
Yeah, it makes absolutely perfect sense, as we're just going to hang on board with that ladder and see how things play on out here in the warm-up round. Predictions, number of players eliminated. I'm going to say I don't think it's going to be 12. I think I'd almost be surprised even if we saw 5. I think it's just going to be the default 4.
Oh, really? That's optimistic. I'm going to go... I'll say 8. I think we might get 8 to... I'm going to say 9. Final answer, 9 players eliminated
9
in round
players in round 1, Dylan. There's only 52 of them in the server.
I'm here for a bloodbath.
I mean, fair enough. Oh, 291. Again, 291. Comfortably down that ramp.
Comfortable getting over that, yeah.
The ramp almost at that point. And here is the risky finish, by the way, as well. It is not
It's a pretty
all
cool
that
risky
much
finish.
quicker. Yeah.
It looked...
It's not...
If style points were awarded, it would confer style points.
That's true, and I am delighted to tell you, Dylan, that my co-caster for the Trackmania World Tour, Challenger League Twiggy, has come up with an entire system for style points for the next season, on which he will be ranking players over the course of the season.
Yeah,
well, I don't remember what it is. That's a him problem.
I think that's a perfect time to introduce this to Mini RPG of the Week too. It's season 1 of it's episode 1, week 1 of season 3.
Yep.
Style points.
Episode 1. We're in space. Does that make this a Star Wars movie? Maybe. I wouldn't.
They had an episode 1 of Star Wars. I remember that.
That's how it
Jar
works,
Jar
and it
was in it.
changed at some point in the middle as well. After like 30 years, they were like, "No, we have a different episode 1 now." And I don't think that's how episodes work. But I guess who am I to judge? I noticed we have Alpha Dream in the server today as well, and you know, Alpha Dream did play quite recently, as far as I remember, in the All-Stars Championship for the Trackmania World Tour. So that's fun.
Yeah.
That's good to know. And either
got
way,
some
we're
championship
underway.
players.
Our first live round of Season 3 of Mini RPG of the Week. 55 players are in the lobby, but some of them have not managed to leave the start line. Among them, the Mapper, who is currently dropping behind by a ways. Some of the players look to still be potentially doing their discovery runs as well.
They might have missed the warm-ups.
A little bit, but still
God loves a trier.
First jump. Oh, is going to make the second jump and is going to hit a wall. Unfortunate.
These guys aren't just doing discovery of the map, they might be just doing some discovery of the controls too.
I mean, there's no need to get personal, Dylan. It's getting a little bit close to home, I think.
No, you see, the thing is, I can be as mean to any player of this game as I want, because if they want to money match me, I'll do it, and they will win. So...
I would love to. Can I money match it? We should. Okay, content ideas. We can revisit that at some point in the future.
Yeah, if anyone wants to money match me, we'll monetize it, and I'll pay you with whatever's monetized, so it's not even a loss for me.
What makes you think you'd get any part of the monetization? Hang on.
Alex, I'm cutting you out of the deal.
Alright, fair enough. Either way, I think my bet of 4 players only being eliminated, it's not feeling safe at the moment. We already have 4 DNFs, and I think there was more players than that didn't leave the line. Ice is showing us exactly what can go wrong with this final jump.
Yeah.
And Ice,
bonks.
You don't got all that much longer to finish.
Yeah, he does get it, but there were some bonks.
There were some bonks. Ooh,
I won't lie.
Still comfortable.
I'm happy to see a bonk. I enjoy a bonk.
Yep. By the way, there is plenty of room to bonk after that big jump in the middle, the one we're talking about. We saw someone with 285 speed take it cleanly there as well. But you do need to be releasing up that hill. And if there's one thing we know about Trackmania players, Dylan, they don't like to release that accelerator.
No, well, never. I mean, even the devs follow that maxim. They haven't released a new Trackmania game in years. This is the same one, still going.
Oh, got him. I thought you were going to make a joke about not releasing the console version that they've been promising for a while and that many members of the community are up in arms about. But you're
I'm touched
not
that you think I know enough about this game.
Yeah, you were so close. You very nearly managed to nail the joke. They cannot post anything on Twitter at the moment without getting a flood of responses about the console version. But you got halfway there on the joke, Dylan. I think you get props for that.
I did, yeah. Many people would say that if I got halfway there on the joke, if the joke didn't land, that was actually a failure on my co-host's part to deliver the other half of the joke. I wouldn't. Many people would say that.
Many people
not
are
me
saying
amongst
this.
them, but many people would.
Many people are saying this. Yours is just about scrambling up this hill, but mistakes are snowballing right now as well.
Yeah.
Early
and
errors.
it looked like we were going into another one there.
I don't think yours did the full warm-up, because yours, it looks like, may not fully know where this track is right now, unfortunately. And we know yours is a better player than this, and will manage to find it the third time of asking.
Ooh.
Could still stay in, but it is going to be difficult from this point.
They're not at the bottom of the round right now, but they're close. Okay, well,
explicitly they are in 44th place.
Well, I shouldn't have said that because they weren't before I did.
Unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, hey, they'll manage to catch back up soon. You can see, again, difficult platforming. It is genuinely a skill, and I think an RPG skill that maybe we're seeing some players who are less comfortable with RPG as a style as a whole, is this kind of jumping down onto tilted platforms in such a way that you have the angle to curve around and jump back off them without either falling off the bottom or leaving yourself with a very, very flat angle. And it's being tested here, for sure. It is the hard part of this map in many ways. 288, plenty of speed.
Plenty of speed, but went for the reset, and the reset might be the touch of death here. Although, okay, we should be able to clear. Yeah, we made it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends.
I don't know if we're making it, but
we're not making it. I've just seen 40th place cross the line off in the distance. It is 41st place for Yorsh, one of 4 players eliminated in round 2. When we move on inside our top 40 already.
That's a good place to be. You know, in pop music, they keep that in the top 40, so we're in good company.
Is top of the pops, or is it just the top 40 on the chart? Why is it the top 40?
I don't know, but you always hear top 40.
You do. That's a very odd number to pick. Why is it top 40?
4 is a solid number. Multiply it by 10, it gets stronger.
true, but so with... Wait, that's true with any number. Hang on.
Hang on.
Wait a second.
Hang on a second. Wait.
I don't know if I follow your reasoning here, Dylan.
Well, look, we all know that
me...
4 is, of course, in many Asian cultures, the number of death. Obviously, pop music is the death of artistry. I don't even agree with that. I like pop music a lot. I'm mainly a pop listener, but I thought I could sound cool by getting a little dunk in there. So
yeah, you did manage to dunk. I think, and here's my conspiracy theory, that whoever made the decision to limit it to 40 had someone that they really didn't like who had a song in like 41st for a while. Or like their song was sitting in the 40s for a while.
It's very possible they just had somewhere to be that day. You know?
So they could only pick 40 songs.
Yeah.
They were like, fuck it. We go
happens.
with 40. Sometimes you're a busy man or woman who's picking Top of the Pops or whatever. It's not Top of the Pops. I don't know.
Think that originated on Top of the Pops. It's probably like Billboard or something.
Yeah, 40's just such a... now I'm going to have to go and look up the history of this after the stream. Either way, we potentially are going to see Alpha Dream, recent player in the All-Stars, overtaken to 35th place. Jaxi
just makes
stays
it
alive in
just
36th as well. And that's what you love to see, you know? Pro players and viewers both making it in. Top tier.
I'm happy to have Jaxi do well. Jaxi's one of our best chatters here, so
true.
Jaxi, it's good to see.
Big fan of Jaxi in this broadcast.
Yeah.
We're not going to see Bubbles going much longer. I hate to tell. I'm very sorry to tell you.
Bubbles doesn't even get to finish, unfortunately. Babools? It might be Babools.
I'm just going to go with Bubbles is more
Is that
fun.
French for bubble? It'll be French for bubble.
Brother, you are asking the wrong guy.
Look, I just assume the majority of the players we're watching here are French, and looking at the flags, that seems to be the case.
What gave it away? The crowd of French flags in front of your face right now. Look, there's a Canadian one. He's probably Quebec French.
Yeah, there's almost a 100% chance that that's a Quebec driver.
It is not Quebec. Is it Quebec in English or is it still Quebecois?
I'm pretty sure it's still Quebecois, but no matter which way we pronounce it, they're going to be pissed off.
Oh my god, Quebec. It's something. Mrotw is going to be crashing out a little bit, but is staying alive for the time being. In front of Ender, Jaxi, Neko, and Kobo. And trying to keep things going. I'm just going to keep saying Wumbo until someone corrects me on that team name. I'm going to look them up on Wikipedia. Quick, Dylan, back to you.
Back to me. Let's talk about a cool part of the track that we haven't talked about so far. Mrotw is just coming up to it. It's the cool little Hot Wheels segment. There's just a part of the track that looks like you go on a little Hot Wheels track for a bit, and I think that's pretty cool.
It is.
We've talked a lot about kind of the structure of this track and how it leads to some cool racing moments, but also there's just like a neat kind of minimalist aesthetic if we're going to get into some art critique. Ooh. And
are you
as well, it's just nice to see Hot Wheels.
Do you like art?
This is definitely minimalist.
But what is your preferred style?
Oh, it's maximalism.
You had the opportunity. If you were not growing up in the start of the 21st century and had the option of buying property at some point in your life, which I think, we can all agree, obviously we don't.
Yeah.
How would you decorate your theoretical never to be home?
Well, I'm currently in my bedroom, and in my bedroom there are no decorations, so I guess in that way it's minimalism, but that's more out of laziness.
Exactly. And when you're renting rather than buying, I think it's a lot harder to be like, I'm going to put effort into the decoration and decor.
I mean, I have some cool rainbow lights I could put up, but I don't want to screw them into the wall, I could get in trouble for that. I mightn't be allowed to do that.
That's what blue tack is for.
They come with screws. I would feel bad if I didn't use the screws.
Just do it, coward. Either way, we're just going to keep going with these rounds, by the way. I think it's clear to everyone involved that I would be a minimalist, but we don't need to get too deep into the weeds on this one. Worth mentioning, obviously, we've mentioned Alpha Dream as a player who managed to play recently in the Challenger League. We do also have Worker here as well, who is not just a guest appearance in the All-Stars Championship, but just a straight-up Challenger League player. And isn't that great?
And is doing pretty well in tonight's competition. Rocking second place right now.
Second place is what he rocked in the Season 2 finals that we had last Saturday as well. So, it seems to be a theme, although he is now winning in this round. Don't know what the local records are. They have vanished off my screen.
I was about to say, aren't they normally there?
Well, yeah, but like,
but-
look, we're not going to call the player.
Oh, here they
out.
are.
There we go. He
Yannick's
was trying
currently
something.
topping.
He was just
Yeah.
he was trying to hide the overlay to give us a cleaner view of the racing, and it was right at the time when, unfortunately for him, I forgot what the local records were. I'm very sorry, deployer. That is 100%.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately,
on me being
production
really
staff
dumb.
need to keep in mind they can never do anything right. You know, they just need to keep that in mind. Whatever they do is the wrong play.
You know, Dylan, you've not been working at esports long, and already you've got it locked on. You know exactly what you're saying.
Shout out to deployer.
Shout out to, as well, Jota, who was definitely here right now providing us with a second observer as she was meant to. And it's not that she hasn't responded to Discord messages in, who could say, probably 6 hours at this point, and we have not been able to get in contact with her. She's definitely here working behind the scenes. Don't worry about it. I think we're going to have to say goodbye to Jaxie in this round, Dylan. It's time to start playing Deployer.
My camera's not up right now, but I just saluted.
I was just thinking about saluting as well, you know? I mean, that's how it be. That's how
Alex,
it be.
here's the thing. Your
Jaxie.
camera's not up. You could have lied about saluting. You didn't have to just say you're thinking about it.
I didn't want to lie. I'm not a liar. I'm a man
For the
of
record,
my word.
Jaxie, I didn't lie. I gave you a real salute. But you've no way of proving that, so...
Thank you, Dylan. Very cool. We'll continue on with this map and this match as well. So far, Yannick is one of 2 players who has the author time on this map, and Yannick has smashed it a low 55.
Yeah.
Worker sitting there with a 55.6, and then just outside of that author time, Quentin with a 56.064. And we'll see if any of these players do find themselves eliminated early on. Not seen any of them really dropping down into these low places until now, where Quentin is sitting
in the bottom
25th.
4. Life is a roller coaster.
And look,
Sometimes
this
it'd be
part is very
like that.
much like a roller coaster. I mean, Hot
This
Wheels
track,
roller coaster.
Yeah,
kind of the
it's
same
very
thing.
much like a roller coaster. Alex, did you find out? Is it Wumbo?
I don't think so. I don't know where my brain pulled that from. Maybe they've scrubbed all references to the name Wumbo, or maybe I'm just an idiot. Either one, definitely possible.
It's Wumbo now. We're renaming
It's
it.
Wumbo now. Ooh, Nabla. Oh, no.
Oh,
The problem with a plastic edge is that even when it looks like you might scrape on up and over it, you're going to crash out. Nabla, as a result of that bounce, will be eliminated in 26th place, along with the Bueno, Odash, and Mini Poos. Mini Pooch? Mini Poos.
Mini Pooch? What?
What is it? One of the two.
What's going on over there?
100% one of the two. And Dylan, it
Mini
is hitting
Pooch.
5 o'clock on the map. We're catching up to real time right now. It's 7:30 as it is in Ireland, 8 o'clock as it is in many other parts of Europe.
Notably France. Let's just say it. France.
Shout
out to the French viewers.
Here.
Shout out to the French viewers who are definitely watching a French player stream this game rather than listening to whatever the fuck we're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. At least some of the people involved here probably speak French as a primary language, such as Black Pulse, who is probably mapped and is watching the stream right now. But, yeah, I mean, hey, French, beautiful language. What can you say? Shame about the people.
The language of
Either
love,
way,
they often say.
What? I don't know. I'm just flaming France now, and I don't even mean it. I like France.
Let's go back to flaming the Quebecies. They famously take criticism well.
You cannot keep calling them Quebecies. We can't allow it.
Alex, we said it once, there's already a fatwa against us. Like, we may as well commit now.
The Quebecois. I read a book recently where it was about Quebecois people settling Venus. It was a very good book.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of French cursing. A lot of Quebecois cursing. Very enjoyable.
Hell yeah.
Alpha Dream might be eliminated in this round. He's going to get the crash.
That looked like a little bit of a knock.
Jump.
Alpha Dream missed the release there a little bit and careened into the side of the stage.
Even over-released. We'll see
no.
some crash. It's not enough. It's Corzo crashing on the final
Corzo
team.
crashed and has decided to just chill out.
Understandable. After that crash, I think even without that crash, Corzo was unfortunately not making it in. But with those eliminations,
I don't think so.
With some very good players being eliminated, Alpha Dream, Hostel, and Corzo all eliminated, we are into our top 20.
We are. Not normally a metric they use to measure pop music or anything that I can think of. So we can claim this one for Trackmania.
It's true.
Welcome to this week's Trackmania Top 20.
We do very explicitly use the top 10 to actually record the winners of Mini RPG of the week. So I don't know if it really like top 20, not so much a thing that we
maybe
do here.
Liquipedia needs to change its entire structure. What about that?
That's true, Dylan. I want you to remember that all of these results are manually entered. by some very kind people who do the Liquipedia editing.
And I'm hearing now that we're changing it to a Liquipedia top 1.
Honestly, would save a lot of time and probably not look as good in the long term. So I'm very glad that we started the tradition of doing top 10 and have kept it there. It just seemed like a lot of work to do, you know, all 80 to 100 entrants we've gotten in some editions, even in a week like this. You probably don't want to be scrubbing through the VOD and trying to enter 50 people at a time.
No, I mean, you never want to be scrubbing.
You never want to be scrubbing, especially through a VOD with many, many eliminations throughout it as well. Speaking of eliminations, here is a player from the team formerly known as W, recently renamed by us here on this stream to Wumbo.
It's actually called Wumbo,
is going to be bouncing once again off that lip. It is a very, very fine balance there. You want to release enough that you don't overjump and hit the wall. You don't want to release so much Ender Snipes. Ender Snipes by a 10th of a second into 16th place. Atalanta will be eliminated.
And I think the psychological effect of us renaming Ender's team was probably what gave them the edge there. You know, it's probably what let them just push through.
W, boring, only kind of connotes winning, only invokes winning. Wumbo, powerful, 2 syllables, much more fun to shout on a broadcast. W is actually more syllables than Wumbo. Wumbo.
Wumbo.
Okay, let's not make it anything it's not. It doesn't need to get that sensual.
Welcome to the Wumbo ASMR stream. Alex, we were talking earlier about the Liquipedia editors having to scrub through these videos and to try and put the list together. Let's hope they're doing it on mute, okay? Because that sounds hard enough already. Imagine if they had to listen to us as well.
True. Luckily, I think they do just pull up, you know, the end of game screenshot where it provides the top 10. That is much easier than actually scrubbing through even the final 10. But either way, we're getting towards that top 10 pretty
Yeah, we're into our top 16,
now.
down to 2 eliminations per round now. Maxime, the bottom. Maxime? Is that too Japanese? Sure. Is it Maxime? Probably Maxime. That sounds Frencher.
As we would have. One thing about Trackmania, the French pronunciation, probably the correct one if you're ever in
Trackmania? Trackmania? How would you pronounce it in French? Would it just be like Trackmanie or something? Would they drop the A? I don't know. Look, every French speaker on planet Earth already wants to kill me, so I may as well double
Luckily, the French very non-protective of their language. They do not have a government department dedicated to protecting the sanctity of that language. So I'm sure you just butchering it with Trackmania.
Can we get them on the case? What do they think about Trackmania?
But the French government, the government,
the French government. Well, I heard Macron loves it.
Yeah, they're quite big fans of it, as it turns out. Yeah,
Macron recently imploded his political career. People have wondered why did he do that. It was actually to get in some more Trackmania time.
It's true. I mean, wouldn't you? We can now see Maxime on screen, and I think it's pretty clear that
it's definitely Maxime. Unlikely to be Maxime.
Listen, you never know. Could be a big French weeb. You know, Maxime.
Yeah. They have weebs in France.
That's true. Yeah.
Maxime doesn't even sound like a weeb thing. It sounds like a Kingdom Hearts character. Kingdom Hearts is like slightly different from being a weeb.
I hate to break it to you, buddy. I think you're too deep in the subculture. Kingdom Hearts.
I think Kingdom Hearts are like their own brand. They're their own thing. Even weebs aren't there.
Okay, fair enough, yeah. All I know is Aqua got Norded, and ever since then, things haven't been the same.
I don't know if you knew this, Alex. Kaoru lives on the moon.
Now, that's some weeb content that we're talking about. Oh, God, let's
First rule of streaming. Always put in jokes that no one else will understand.
Yeah, Ava, famous, notoriously not a mainstream thing at all in online subcultures.
Oh,
we should stop talking about anime and focus back in on the game, Dylan, because we are nearly down to our top 10. Night is falling again. We may get back to daybreak before this ends, but I'm not holding my breath.
I think we might.
We'll start to come back up at about 2 a.m., and that's we will definitely get back there. What am I saying?
Famously based off real astronomical data provided from the country of France.
It's true. Mrotw has been eliminated, and Sidzer is struggling on this last jump. We have a bit of a race now to the end. Gonta has made it to basically the same place as Sidzer. Surely we're not going to see 2-3 eliminations in this final bit. No, Sidzer a long way ahead.
Sidzer looks like they're going to make it. Yeah, just
cleanly through the finish. 20 seconds.
Can Gonta get a finish in?
No. Well, yes, but it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, it's a 13th place finish. Gonta Nuf. is going to make it across that line and is going to pick themselves up a 13th place. One more round and we have that top 10 locked in.
Yeah. ICM says that they can go out in peace now. So they won a top 12 positioning tonight. And,
maybe just trying to beat someone in particular. Also, up at the top, that is the reason why ISA said they can go out in peace. It's because they've broken 55 seconds. They have smashed the author time by over a second. And, well,
pretty nice.
That's impressive.
If I was them, I'd throw. I'd leave.
Yeah. It's time to go.
They've already got the world record, which is,
true.
I think, disqualification worthy because, again, it's not many RPG in the world. So,
I mean, technically, the first time that someone sets in a discovery round is the world record immediately. So,
doesn't author time count?
Eliminating a lot of people.
Author time doesn't count?
Nah, that's part of validation. You gotta set an author time to validate the map.
Do you think the first guy who ever designed a 100-meter track ran it in like 8 seconds and they were like, sorry, bro, no one's ever gonna know you did this?
You just validated the 100 meters with an 8-second time.
They drew a straight line on the ground and they said, someone's got to validate this. I don't know. Has this been play tested?
Yannick, I hope for your sake that you have as much time as you seem to think you do. Quentin's through. Yannick is still at the line, I think. Enjoy solo queue, something that no one has ever said in their life about any game will cross in 9th place. Yannick is still vibing, just driving in circles. He has 2 DNFs. I see now why he is vibing so much.
It's Yannick's game.
It's Yannick's
Let's see if we can get a little party going at the end of the track here. And it seems we do. Yannick's and Enjoy Solo Queue. They're having a little romantic moment.
Getting in? Oh my god! I mean, someone's just going to make a break for a line now. Any second, it's neck and neck. Yannick slightly closer. Oh, he's crossed the line in a 9th place finish. And Enjoy Solo Queue, a full 4 seconds behind. A devastating loss.
Enjoy Solo Queue, leave. You deserve it. You deserve the loss there.
L plus ratio plus you enjoy solo queue, which is just... That's crazy. I mean, in any game. You do have the ace club tag though, and so I guess you can stay, because that's pretty cool.
Getting some good map feedback in the player comments here.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's fair enough. There definitely are maps that do suit your playstyle or that some players may be more comfortable on. And if you're not comfortable on, this is, in many ways, a map kind of designed to make you uncomfortable. We talked we talked in the warm-up about these angle jumps, how they are quite tough, getting the correct landing angle to make sure that you have the angle out of it as well. There's a lot of releasing. There's a lot of just lining up for jumps and turns 2 in advance, 2-3 corners in advance at times. And yeah, maybe just not suiting some players. Players it did seem to suit. Ice, for example, Hazard also currently sitting with the number 5 time on the server. And yet, and
9th place. Yeah.
Here they are, fighting for 9th place and to stay in the competition.
The top 10, these guys, whatever happens next, they're making Liquipedia.
That's true.
For 2 of them, it doesn't look like they're making it any further than that. Enjoy Solo Queue and Worker. Farewell.
Oh, Worker dropping out in 9th place, dropping behind both Ice and Hazard at the end. I mean, sure, unfortunate to lose Enjoy Solo Queue, who had such a fierce battle with Yannick's at the end of the last round, but Worker will be eliminated. Number 2 in the Mini RPG of the Week Season 2 Finals, walked away with a prize of over €100 and now can't even make it further than 9th place at the start of Season 3. I mean, hey, you talked about playstyles. Maybe this week just wasn't Worker's week.
I mean, Season 3, it's a whole new game.
Definitively, it is not. But, you know, I mean, the sentiment is there.
It's a whole new season?
Yeah, that's objectively true. And I mean, we're pretty deep into spring approaching summer. But that means it's not actually a new season in that regard just yet. But you know what it is?
It's May in like 4 days.
New day on the map. It is 4 o'clock in the morning here on our map. And,
sun's been rising for hours at this stage.
It's been rising for hours in France, because if there's one thing we've established is that the sun starts to rise at 2 a.m. in France. And it's also that Ice seems likely to go out on this round, as does mean. Sitting over 10 seconds behind the lead is Ice. The only player with a sub 55 looking to go out in 8th place. Although mean scraping along the barrier. Maybe enough to let Ice up into 7th place at the moment. It would still take someone missing the finish line. You see Yannick with a respawn closer to the line there. The question is Ice anywhere? The answer is no. Ice having made another mistake further back will not.
Ice with a very close snipe. Nearly got the snipe.
That was 1,000th of a second for 7th place.
That would sting. Not that it would have mattered, but it would still sting.
Yannick has immediately hit them with a great round last, which is, hey, that's rough. That's rough, buddy. Eliminates 2 players despite the fact he had to respawn on the finish himself and nearly gave them the way back in. It was like, ha, great race back there, losers. But hey, we're into our top 6, Dylan. We're into single eliminations.
One elimination per round right now. And as we're getting into some of our kind of our most neck and neck, high octane, intense maps, I'd like to just stop talking about the game. Alex, what do we think are the lore implications of the giant pillars in the background of this map, which I noticed 30 seconds ago?
Most observant Trackmania caster.
What do you have to say about the fact that they're apparently contributing to the season-long arc that Mini RPG of the Week Season 3 is having? We're having a story arc this season, folks.
I personally believe that they are like... Have you played Subnautica?
I played a bit of it.
Alright, so spoilers for Subnautica for everyone watching. There's aliens in that game. And they have
but it's on an alien
cannons.
planet.
Exactly. So this track, many people don't know this, set in the same world as Subnautica.
Oh, so the cars are falling to Subnautica right now.
They're falling into the ocean when they drop out here. It looks blue below, but it's just a haze, a morning haze over the ocean. That's why you can't see
the little Subnautica diver guy comes along and scavenges your car after you win.
Correct. So true, bestie.
Well, it's good to see that Season 3's serial storytelling is off to a good start. I personally can't wait to see how next week's map develops this tale.
Yep, that's definitely something that will be ongoing that Dylan has not made up on the spot here. I also want to highlight the point that Jaxie did make in chat, which is that, yeah, not all the hard routes being taken by even the players who were in the top 10 here. This is not a map where, as we said at the top of the broadcast, they're necessarily.
Yeah.
It's maybe better not to think of them as the normal way and an easy way, more than it is to think of a normal way and then a hard way, which may shave off nearly tenths at times.
Jaxie is going to hold me to explaining the lore during this season. Thanks, Jaxie, because honestly, all I need is an excuse.
Yeah, Dylan is just looking for any excuse to safe himself onto this broadcast to make sure that he gets invited back week on week. And hey, you know what? I would also like to point out that at the top of this broadcast, I reckon the 280 was the exact necessary speed to make it over. We are going to see Yannick's eliminated as he had to respawn that end. He did look like one of the top 5 players who was closest to being eliminated on that end, having to respawn it a lot. That finally comes true. But we did say at the top of the broadcast that it seemed likely the 280 was near the perfect speed to make that middle of the track jump. We just saw it cleared with a 281 near perfectly. And I'm going to say it, I think I was pretty close, Dylan.
This man Trackmanias.
I've played a game in my time. I've cast a
and that's better than half the current casting setups.
It's true. Quentin's gonna crash. That's unfortunate.
And that might take Quentin out of this round altogether, it looks like.
You say that. Here's Cinzer crashing wildly out. That means this is now a tight race at the back as well.
Yeah.
Looks like only a few tenths separating them. Yeah, 4 tenths between the 2 drivers at that last checkpoint. And it is going to be Cinzer on the hunt. Quentin trying to escape at the moment. Quentin safe. Quentin is safe. In fact, Quentin maybe pulling out the lead. Cinzer
Quentin pulls ahead.
One. Finds the lamp and will crash on out. Quentin will head through the Hot Wheels section of the track and on into the distance. He may not catch the cars in front, but he is safe from Cinzer.
Yeah, he's going to make it through. And we're seeing now, actually, interestingly, our top 3 players going into tonight's finals.
Quentin did have to respawn.
Yeah, Hazardu is in our top 5 of times.
Yes.
But Kako and Quentin, let's see how it goes. They're not in our top 5 times.
How this top 3 goes. None of them in that top 5 time, as you point out. Well, Hazard is. Hazard is sitting up there in second place.
Yeah, Hazard's there. So Hazard's maybe the favourite for tonight.
You would think so. And Hazard has won a lot of mini RPG of the week as well. Came third in the mini RPG of the week finals head last weekend. And I believe came fourth or third in the previous season's finals as well. And maybe getting up there as one of the most winning players of all time in mini RPG of the week weeklies. As that is Cacao dropping back on that first jump of that respawn as well. The second time around means he's going to be well over 10 seconds behind the leaders. And they will just drive this one safely to the finish from here on out.
I would like to see maybe the spirit of Yannick's coming back. Maybe Hazard and Quinton could just do some donuts at the end of the track.
It would be brutal.
If nothing else, I'd like to see a punish for that tonight. So
top 3, yeah, you'd love to see someone getting punished for doing it. I'm not convinced that this is the end. I said well over 10 seconds. It is only an 8-second gap, and if someone does fail the end here and have to respawn twice, because it may be twice, but I think they are safe. Quentin, no, that's not safe. That's not safe at all. Here comes Cacao. Quentin can't afford another failure. That's much safer. That's a better line.
That's safer.
That will be Quentin crossing the line in second place. We have a finals. It's Hazard versus Quentin.
As it was. Sorry, I couldn't think of something to say there.
As it was in the beginning, so it shall now, so it is now, and shall ever. I don't know.
In the end, we all do what we must, Alex.
That makes sense to me. We're going to get this last final round underway. Quentin versus Hazard, looking to take the first week of Season 3, and it's such an early mistake from Quentin. He's missed jumps here a couple of times.
That's heartbreaking.
He's been saved by later rounds, but to see it in the finals when Hazard has looked so clean throughout this map when he is safe in the lead, it's heartbreaking. You're absolutely right. That's the word to use, and I think it may be fatal.
Hazard, if you're listening to this, you're not. Drop a couple of donuts. I want to see some donuts.
On the finish line. Throw a donut on the finish line, Hazard. Do it for the team that could have been. Do it for Wumbo.
If anyone can get in touch with Hazard,
quickly,
get them to drop a couple of donuts.
Maybe don't start spamming him in the in-game chat. That doesn't seem like
Jackson,
a great
please
idea.
Spam him in in-game chat.
It's too late. He's crossed the line. Hazard with a time of 55.3. He didn't have to do it to him in the final round. He was safe by over 6 seconds. He still smashes the author time by 6/10 in the final round. He's only 4/10 off the best time set this evening. Hazard, a worthy winner, and the first winner of Mini RPG of the Week Season 3.
That's a prestigious victory. Yeah, no one else can do that.
No one else has done that. No one else has won in Season 3 yet.
What if we have another Season 3 and then someone else could do that?
I want
to point this out now that we're here again. The player enjoys solo queue. Their team is called Ace.
Yes.
But the colors are the bi flag. So we're getting our LGBT communities mixed up there.
Look, with only 3 letters and only so many colors, Dylan, you struggle to get as much representation in that space as possible. So mixing flag and letters, that's clearly the way to go on that one. I mean, hey, you gotta respect at least a little bit of that.
That makes sense to me.
You gotta get the representation out of there. Anyway, not out of there, out there, not out of there. Those are 2 very different sentiments, and I meant to say out there, okay?
Is this the new direction Mini RPG of the Week is going for Season 3?
It is Season 3. It's over. Thank you very much to everyone who has joined us. Delighted to have Season 3 underway. As has been said previously, stick around. At the end of Season 3, we will, of course, be having the finals and, news about Season 4 and maybe any exciting events happening towards the end of that will be dropping at some point as well. If you want to get in contact, maybe build a map for Season 3 or Season 4 all the way off in the distance, make sure you get in contact with Zeterate over on the RPG Discord server, which Nightbot has probably posted a couple of times, or you can find by typing !Discord in the chat. Thank you very much to Dylan for joining me once again on this broadcast. Dylan, you are now, not a Trackmania expert, but you're getting there.
But I've been here 3 times. So that's
I say that
it's more than twice.
That's like at least 3 hours of exposure to Trackmania. Well, we didn't quite make it to the hour this time, so like 2 hours 50 minutes probably that we're getting you up to. Either way, once again, thank you very much to everyone who has joined us. Congratulations to Hazard winning week 1 of Season 3 of Mini RPG of the Week, and we look forward to seeing you back here next Wednesday for our next edition.
You want to keep up with that serial story?
If all my love has got you feeling too much, it's feeling too much for you, then all my love is gonna dance with someone that shows love, not you.